Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear us. Please raise your hand if you have any question about techniques. We'll try to make it as best as we can. So who is in the room for this number 4 webinar about data quality? We have, well, Guillaume, me, of course. We have Marie-Jo, the panelist of today, and Bruno, if you can shake your hand and show your face.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we'll have a presentation from Marie-Jo for about 20-25 minutes. During this time, I do invite you to ask some question. You have on the right-hand side of your screen the opportunity to write down your questions. And after these 20-25 minutes, we will go through the questions with Marie-Jo and maybe the help of Bruno if needed. All right. You also have a chat option, so use also this opportunity to let me know if you can hear us well or if you have any issue with the camera or the screen. All right, so Marie-Jo, the floor is all yours.
Okay, let's go. Okay, good morning or good afternoon for everyone. Okay, I want to speak about it's a second webinar on database quality. The first was in March 2019. It was a self-inspection. If you need maybe link to watch it, maybe ask for this link. The second webinar is today. Today is a continuous improvement. The plan for this webinar, it will be about continuous improvement. I want to explain that continuous improvement belongs to preventive action tool. After that, we have to see the content of the continuous improvement documents, how to import continuous improvement tool from the OOPS, and a little show of the continuous improvement. After that, how to, as usually, we finish by your question, and I will give you the date and of the next webinar. Firstly, I would like to see with you and remember why in 2018 we have decided to create data quality tools and how to manage it. Firstly, I want to speak maybe before what we want to avoid that UniField become less efficient and appears many difficulties to work with a software. At the stage of unreliable data, users suffer, a loss of reactivity is obvious, and then no longer understood the gain in using this tool. We want to avoid that. And because of that, I want to explain what is the meaning of unreliable data. Unreliable data is redundancy, duplication, lack of information, unfinished process, wrong movement, and complex codification. What are the consequences of unreliable data? Not possible to take right decision with UniField, direct impact on the supply operation in the field. Unreliable performance measurement system. Accurate data is a prerequisite of any performance. I repeat again, that is only this problem will be maybe to check the data because of accurate data is a prerequisite of any performance system. Now remember this draft. We have 3 tools. One tool, the first tool with a corrective action cleanup database. It was a work instruction. It's for closing maybe the open documents in closed fiscal period. 2 tools after the preventive action. We have seen the preventive action of a self-inspection. The self-inspection is to verify, to steer which data you need to improve. And the preventive action, the good practice, this document contains all behavior rules at all stages of a process for analyzing and finish UniField process. What is important to add is that the data improvement is in relation to the supply chain process. It's important, it's not only UniField process, it's also supply chain process implicated. Now, I want to see with you the continuous improvement, the preventive, what is preventive, the contents, and show. Continuous improvement, why? Continuous improvement helps you in continuing effort, import database, step by step. Maybe a scale, maybe you can get up. We can find this in the continuous improvement. It give some advice, good practices. Some advice we can maybe find what to do in case of a backorder, how to avoid issue of a wrong movement, avoid bypassing UniField process, and finishes UniField process. We give this advice, and maybe to avoid this, we can see this different rule in the continuous improvement. What I want to say also is that continuous improvement is a self-learning tool. Step by step, we want to optimize staff effectiveness. In short, minimize or eliminate errors. Also, we want to enable better planning by responsible. Step by step, also obtain the reliable data in the reporting. Who can use continuous improvement? It's not only UniField focal point. It's all UniField user. Okay, it's not only the supervised STL. Is a warehouse manager, storekeeper can use the continuous improvement when you need it. To use the continuous improvement is you want to improve step by step your database. As we have said since the beginning of this project, the supply department has a full responsibility for UniField tool itself at the data quality. Because of that, use to continuous improvement to continue improving your database. And what is important is that the mission should plan it, the different rules found in the continuous improvement as a routine task. It's not, it's maybe advice for you. What I want to say that continuous improvement will be updated once a year, okay? We can add new UniField functionality. UniField support issue, if you are a recurring problem, maybe you can update the continuous improvement and add how to manage it to avoid this, this problem. And the supply reference suggestion, and also focal point community. It's not only the tool for HQ, it's a tool that maybe you can add some rule from your advice. Now is the beginning of the contents of the continuous improvement. As we can see, it's like a tree, okay, with the roots. The root is on green, and from the roots, different branches, okay. Each branches is a topic. Sorry, excuse me. I don't say I want to say, but each branches, we can open a topic that we should click in for each branches. Okay, the green shape instruction document, you should click maybe to how to improve UniField database. Maybe you have instruction of this document, of the documents, how to manage it. From the roots, we can see the different group of the documents. Is a branches group. For example, we have order processing creation. Order processing creation contains the different rule of the internal request, file order, and purchase order. We have another branch, over. Over, for example, you have maybe topic about batch number. And what is important also is master data as a partner or product. Warehouse management. There is two different branches. The first is the documents of in warehouse management, okay, as incoming shipment, peak, or physical inventory also. And on the other side, we have inventory level. I would like to see with you, maybe explain with different location in the warehouse. And moreover, we can maybe see how is it good or not good, and how to check it to fix the level of inventory, the wrong level of inventory. Okay. Now, to open the different decrement, it's easy. You can click on the link blue. Maybe if you click the link order creation processing, in this case, you have to three topic, internal request, FO, and order. If you want to pick, for example, out documents, you have the link out. You have only the rule of the out documents. Okay, the continuous improvement contains per topic 2 parts. Okay, the first is either is a general information, followed by a table with a data row. Now we have to see the either. The first one, the first part is a topic. For example, here is a PO purchase order. Who manage it? The different involved actors, and when. When, why? Because it's easy for you maybe to plan the different rule, and maybe you can fill in the who have to plan, who have to manage this rule, and when. Okay, it's for the mission. After that, you have the different work instruction, the link with the hoops. You can click the link, and maybe the different work instruction, even the manual, user manual of UniField, linked in this part. The third part is different information of about the topic. For example, in this case, I explain what is a purchase order, but but no problem. But for example, I add the type of a PO. Why? Because I have noticed that different problem, for example, between the in-kind donation and standard donation and donation before expiry. It's very difficult sometimes for a user to distinguish this type of a PO. The fourth part is the drawing of a UniField process. Now we get to see the details. The details per topics. After that, you have a different state of a document. Okay, I give you by the column 1 what you should investigate. For example, cancel or close ongoing FO document created and expected in the closed year fiscal year. Okay. Second column is the reason. I explain having an open document is polluting the system with no relevant data. The third column is in UniField how to proceed. I explain, for example, to obtain a FO document in confirmed state. Okay, you have to go to our file order view and click on the button clear. Why? Because to avoid any filters, and also double click the button confirm. Moreover, we have add this here follow-up of the document. I give you, for example, how to check the pending quantity and the document with a document report order follow-up, of a back order and the value with a report of a follow-up per client. Moreover, we have highlighted some sentences. It's maybe in blue because it's not as important to deliver, yes, but do not forget to proceed without back order. And I explain here, reminder, for example, due to the change of the unit in the box, some out back order may remain in general as a small quantity, so it should be preferable to proceed this back order before the next order. As advice, it's not an obligation. You have maybe to see with a different process in your mission, but I give advice. If you have problem because you have too much back order open, and also you have reserved quantity items, it will be difficult after that to manage for the storekeeper. Now it was in 2019, we did the second version of a continuous improvement. Okay, I want to show you the different change. We reinforce, highlight, we give more way of some existing message. For example, lead time date. I put in the different documents. Please pay attention. We have to see the expected date, the confirmed date, and the receipt date. Update all time this with a good date. But I push because I have seen that it wasn't sufficient. Or back order and price. And the second part, we add new information as like type of a PO, FO, partner, some rule about order sourcing tool like a sourcing method or split documents, how to follow up document reports, back order, scrap damage items, expiry batch number. I give some rules, price, and I add also catalogs. For example, the flow depends on the sourcing method. On the document internal request, I add this table. I show how is it depending on the location requester and the sourcing method, the final document movement. For example, in this case, for the external conception unique, is it from stock? You have the out document. On order, we have a now document after the incoming shipment. And in this case, is passed by cross-checking. Type of a partner, I put also I write the type of a partner. Why? Because sometimes it's difficult to understand what is external, what is internal partner, and sometimes it's very difficult for the user to create and to give a good type of a partner. Batch number. I push a lot with the batch number and expiry date. And for example, I give the new functionality in I don't know which version, 2 versions before. Create an internal move with a functionality manage expiry stock. Create automatically the internal move from one location, and you can give the quarantine before scrap or over quarantine. I give also an highlight sentence reminder. I want to create, if you want to manage scrap damage expiry items, create an internal move from the concerned location ever quarantine from before scrap or destruction. It's very important to select the reason type in this case, okay, loss expiration or loss damage, in order to differentiate the case. It's important for the report of the medical report to see which case is it, which is the reason. To summarize now, I want to say in short the concept of a good practice. This document contains all behavior rules at all stages of the process for analyzing and closing documents. Okay, consequently, it shows how to end up the process. To ensure that these practices are being properly implemented, okay. First, to raise awareness among all UniField users, you can learn what is important to analyze, how to do. If you need more information, ask UniField focal point, and if UniField focal point himself can ask to UniField supply support, do not hesitate. Okay, it's easy to use. Okay, and no mandatory, but it's worth using it. I would like to insist on tracking issue in order to obtain accurate data. To conclude, this tool is not perfect, okay, but can be improved. So you should propose Another topic, if you want, in the community, by the way of a community network. It's your tools that you have to understand. Okay, now we have to see a demonstration of a continuous improvement. Firstly, this is the link to go to a continuous improvement. I want to avoid this, firstly, to download the continuous improvement. If you click on this with this link, you obtain the continuous improvement. We have two documents. Firstly, read first, click on the read first, and you obtain the details of the read first. They explain that you have to save the archive on your PC, unzip it on your PC. Do not change the file name executable. It's very important, okay? Never change the folder executable name. Click on the file executable, open the document menu. This is the document menu, okay? You can see is here to save your archive. You have to click on the continuous improvement exec. You obtain an executable zip folder. You unzip it on your PC, open it and extract the folder executable on your desk. Open executable folder and click on the PDF document, the new PDF document. This document is here. Okay, this is the folder executable, and this is the document that you have to click. Now, we can see a little show of a UniField of a continuous improvement menu. I click on the continuous improvement menu. Okay, let's open it. And now, for example, I'll show you the instruction. But sometimes you have one or two windows. For my laptop, it's two windows. In a lot of laptops, is only one window to click, but it's a security problem only. This is I show you this how to improve your UniField database. Okay, and you have the different instructions how to manage in the continuous improvement. Now we can see, for example, the field order topic. You can see we have seen this is the process. This is where we have seen this is the different work instruction. In this case, I repeat the type of FO and to give a difference between the donation before expiry and standard donation. You can see in this case, as normal, we don't have ink in donation. I explain also because sometimes we are speaking about pulled FO or push FO. There is an explanation of a FO and the behavior of a FO depending on who creates the FO. In this case, we have a different stage of the FO and what you do and what you have to do in this case. We have seen this part with different highlighted sentences. Continuous improvement. Now, maybe what is important to see is maybe the incoming shipment. In this case, we had a lot of information with the incoming shipment. In this case, many work instructions. But I explain, depending on the type of a PO, is a PO created from scratch or PO created from an internal request or PO created from FO. I give you the destination location, okay, for the incoming shipment, and the final destination after the incoming shipment, and which will be the document for the second step. For example, is a PO from scratch. Automatically, because the PO from scratch passed by input, is going in log med depending on the nomenclature. But the next movement is an internal move from incoming shipment to the destination location. Okay, I explain in this part also that the difference between the internal move of the second step and the document and the intermediate document CSILT. Okay, this document please never touch it. It's a document created and managed by UniField process. Okay. Normally, if you want to stop the input, you have to click on the direct to requesting location. Is explained here. Okay. And after that, manage the int movement, follow it int movement. Never touch the CSIT. Okay. I explain also, I give also another information how to manage in case of control call chain. Okay, how to manage by a claim or maybe to stop in input location and to manage after the int movement in to quarantine. Okay, what is important after that? Don't stay in input location. You have to move in quarantine, and when it's okay, you have to do another movement between quarantine to the location. I explain also by a claim. By claim, you go to directory in quarantine. So after that, you have to close your claim. I would like to show you, if you have enough time, now I want to show you in the case of a physical inventory. Okay, I explain in physical. I push the sentence. I said that we have in the work instruction, but in the physical inventory only manage the discrepancy. For example, avoid to manage the movement between the stock to quarantine for the expiry date or scrap items. And in this case, because what? Because in the report, medical report, we can see is it maybe scrapped or the other. Is only or is discrepancy. We can see is it maybe expiry date or not. Of a case, for example, now there is a particular tool is the unit price. Unit price, sorry, is a Word document. It's not a PDF document because of a link. Of a link of a one tool. It's a little long. Okay. In the price, sorry, I can do. Yes, okay. In the price, you have, for example, how could you check unit price per product between the purchase and period? There is the tool. Okay, this is the tool, the link of the tool, and this is the work instruction how to import the data in the tool. Okay. In this case, I had also some information about the catalog. Okay. If you want to introduce correctly the catalog in your mission, in project and coordination, I give more information about the behavior of the catalogs. We can see now maybe the tool of the document of the price. It's a little long because we can import 20,000 of a product inside. It's because of that it's a little long to open it. Okay, this is a tool simply, okay, give you the difference between the max and the mean, the average also of a unit price for by product for the portfolio of your PO, okay, and maybe we can maybe split in different gaps. For example, if there is maybe between the mean and the max 15 euro is maybe in this superior, okay, is it maybe in this column, okay? To see how to manage it, you have this document, okay? You explain how to do. First step, create Excel file from the UniField PO track change report. Okay, is a report of UniField. Open the PO track change and create a PO table. And import the PO table in the tool of a followed price. For example, I shall show you at the end. I don't want to see you all. Yes, you have maybe your PO table with average, minimum, and maximum. And you have to select this line and to pass in this column, the first column. After that, It's easy. You have only to format and sort, and the tool will give all the different gap between depending of a price. Now I can show you maybe a little, for example, one documents. This is the tool. Sorry. Okay. In this case, for example, I have the data. Okay, and I want to use this tool. I clean up the data. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to see the report with. I did one report. Where is it? Excel. Yes, yeah. PO track change. Okay. I did the pivot table. Okay. I select only the line. See, I'm going to the tool. Is it? Yeah. Past. You can see the problem of a difference of a format. I click format and sort. There's a little. Okay. I say you the database is very good in this case. We have only three this product with a gap more than 10 euros. It's only that, very good, but sometimes it's 500 euros. It's not only that. It's basically in this case you can check, is it normal? Maybe because sometimes there's a big gap is because you don't take the good product. The one product is for maybe a different meaning in your database. And maybe you have to manage it if it may be a recurrent problem. Okay, now I think, yes, so I'm going to now finish for the show. Now is it question? If you have any question, we can answer. Is it possible?
So thank you, Marie-Jo. On one hand, showed the importance of data quality, underline the importance of it, and the use of the tool. So we have one first question. I don't know if he's back online. No, he has some offline issue, but I think it's related to the downward part of the data quality in UniField. It's about the KPIs. So he says that now for KPI report, we extract Excel files and then put in format prepared by SupplyCo. Is there no option we can automatically extract KPIs from database as we were extracted in log 7?
That's for me, this question.
That's probably a question for you, Bruno.
Okay, maybe I can. Okay, KPI. It's a very old topic. Yeah, we want to have this. So I would say I see a bit two steps. Huh? First of all, so we are entering a lot of data in UniField. What we are trying to do here is to make sure these data are correct. And then, thanks to this data, we can have reports. This is something on which we have been working quite a lot in the past. And now we have quite a lot of reports available in UniField. They are improving release after release. And yeah, we will keep on improving that. Now for KPIs, yeah, I would say we are not there yet. A lot of discussions are ongoing. We are looking at different tools which could help us to draft the KPIs. I would say that currently we are still at the stage to define which KPI, which indicators we actually want to measure. And the idea is to start with easy things, or not specifically easy, but not to start with 30 indicators, but maybe to focus on one or on 5 maybe. Yeah, so to give a short answer, the topic is on the table, but I'm not sure when we will actually have this available.
All right. Thank you, Bruno. We don't have questions so far. So guys, I don't know if you're asleep behind your screen. I hope you can hear us well, but does anybody want to share an experience about the use of this tool? Does anybody has already used this tool and can share some input to the others? Please raise your hand if it's the case. We have a quiet audience today. Hello guys, where are you?
Maybe I can add something on price. I'm trying to je meuble. No, something on the price. What Marie-Jo just explained. So what Marie-Jo showed before, this Excel tool actually allows you to correct the prices in UniField. Very often the price that you have behind a product are wrong for several reasons. Well, the first one, probably you have seen often appearing this price of €1. Actually, UniField does not accept a price at 0, so they had to put something, and they decided to go for €1. This is coming from the fact that a product is usually created in Unidata, subscribed by OCB, and then it arrives inside UniField. Initially, it's a new product, has never been purchased, so the price is €1. The day you will start purchasing it, automatically the system will calculate this price and will actually will change this price with an average price related to the purchases you did. It's working quite well, unless you don't encode the things correctly. And in this case, you will end up with a wrong price. So if one day there is a wrong encoding related to I don't know, a mistake related to the currency or to the amount itself, then directly you will see the impact in the system. The price will not be €1 anymore, but will be what you encoded, but could be wrong. So that's why, for this reason, we advise to often use this tool and to reevaluate or to actually manually change the prices which are behind articles, because we often see that, the prices are wrong. So the advice is to use this and to manually update the prices. Yes. Be aware that it's not synchronized. So if you do it, you have to do it on each and every instance to do this correction.
Okay, I can add maybe more. We have often seen with UniField support, but you ask how to reevaluate your price using a continuous improvement tool. Okay. It's maybe you have different information you can find inside. It's not maybe after that, if you don't understand, you can ask by your UniField support.
All right. He arrived a little bit after the start of the webinar, but in the room we have Miguel. So since we don't have much question, but Miguel, as a supply sales officer, what would be your message to the field concerning continuous improvement, data quality, usage of the tool? If you're agreeing to share with us, what's your point of view about this?
Okay. My point of view is that since we're using UniField and this is going to be our main tool for the coming years, maybe it's not very important for the people who are working in the first line, just encoding the things or everything. But if you go up some levels, when you try to take strategic decisions based on something that you can measure, the data that you need to take these decisions needs to be correct. If the data is not correct because your prices are not correct or because you didn't close or close properly all your orders, the lead times, they are not measured properly because you don't encode properly your dates when you do the different documents, then this complicates the other layers, people who are up the food chain to take some decisions. So I think with this approach of a continuous improvement, is not a lot of extra work, it's just learning little by little how to do things correctly. If we already did the other cleaning up of the databases, that was the effort, especially for last year up to today, the databases should already be in a decent condition. But now with this initiative of continuous improvement, we can keep them clean and get used to enter data correctly. This will allow at all levels, because it's not only at headquarter level, but also at mission level and even at project level, to be able to analyze the data that you have, because now we are having databases for some missions already for several years, where you can really extract information that will help you improve your supply chain. If you can analyze what are your top purchases, what are your lead times, after getting this information, you can act to reduce the lead times or act to negotiate prices for the top purchases, etc., etc. But for this, you need to have the data right. So I think it's important that we all make an effort to have this data right. And I find this tool interesting because when there are doubts on how to do some of the things, like you do an inventory, you find something that is expired, you don't know what to do, I just correct the inventory, or should I do an in, or should you can come to this tool and find out what's the best procedure, so that the data keeps clean and that you can follow up things later on. So thank you to Marie-Jo for developing this tool, and I encourage everyone in the audience to use it.
All right, thank you, Miguel. And maybe I'll pass on the word to Yumi, if she's agreeing, because she says hello. She's following this webinar with Halam Katab.
Egypt, she's in Egypt.
So, Yumi, we can hear you. Any question or experience to share about the data quality or Alan? Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Tell them that we're not in the queue.
Oh, we don't have the audio? Sorry.
Have?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We can hear you now, Yumi.
You can hear? Okay. Sorry. This is new for me, the webinar. And do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So hello, everyone. This is my first webinar. Aklam is here, the supply officer. And actually, UniField is something very new for me. I need to do the online training, and very interesting to know about reports. And this is continuous improvement. I think it's going to be very interesting for me to know better. I think my questions will come after I take a look on that.
All right.
Okay, Yumi. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, the rest of the audience, any other questions since you have Marie-Jo, expert in data quality, Bruno, or a question for Miguel maybe? I guess it was so clear, Marie-Jo, that we have no question. Okay, guys. Well, Bruno, conclusion?
No, for the conclusion, I would conclude, like, I think the tool which has been built by Marie-Jo, a lot of information which are in this tool are also in the user manual, but here it's organized in a different way. It's much shorter, so it can really help you to directly find the information you want to reach. I think the best way to learn it is to use it actually. Yeah? Mostly this webinar is to advertise a bit, or more than a bit, a lot about the existence of this tool. And by the way, I take the opportunity to mention that there are a lot of other things on the OOPS, which yeah, I encourage you to look at. Takes a bit of time, but yeah, I think reading the information and trying it on your instances, this is what will really explain you or make you understand how things are working. So go ahead.
All right. So thank you, everyone. We will switch off, stop the broadcast now for this webinar. It will be available, it's recorded, so it will be available for the rest of the team. If you want to share, don't hesitate. And as Marie-Jo said, feel free to shoot your question to your focal point and to the UniField supply support.
Yes, have a glance on it, and maybe you can give your impression and your suggestion to improve it.
Definitely.
And I think Marie-Jo still had a point on the next webinar, which is
yes,
planned
also
for end of August.
it's not
Yeah.
finished. Yes, next webinar. Yes. next webinar is a new feature of release UniField 13. Okay, it was on 28th of August.
Yeah. So we will send the invitation. This will be animated, let's say, by Amy, and so it will focus on the new things which arrived with the latest version of UniField in end of June, if I remember well.
All right. Thank you very much to all. Have a nice day or evening or night. I don't know what's the time lapse for all of you. And we'll see you in 6 weeks for the new release of UniField 13. All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.